And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your
We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans.
What is going on? Howdy doody, everybody! Woo!
Man, happy hump day, everybody.
It is the hump day. God damn. We
You
missed
slap
Monday.
that hump.
Yeah, well, which hump? I got a couple humps. My humps.
Oh, yeah?
My humps. My
You got some
lovely
options?
My humpy
Daddy humps. Huh? What?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
You know, it is weird. Did we ever talk about why they call it hump day?
Well, it's just like you're going
It's the middle of the day. You're
Yeah.
like over the hump,
over the hump, dude.
Middle of the week, you mean?
Middle of the week.
or middle of the week.
You're
Yeah,
like going over the hump and it's all downhill. You know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're off, man. You get a good time.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
There's got to be more to it, though.
I don't
No.
think so.
No, I think it's the middle of the week,
Yeah.
and you're just like you're coming over the hump, and you're just like it's all downhill from
I
here.
mean, I can attest as a married man, it means nothing more.
yeah,
Okay?
it
Like,
doesn't mean.
the wife
Yeah.
doesn't be like, you know what day it is. It's nothing like that. There's none of that.
Yeah, it's like the birthday blowjob. You know what I mean? It
Sure.
never goes that far.
Never goes that far. Yeah. man.
Never goes that. I mean, if there was a blowjob day, now that would be a little bit more enticing. You could be like, "Hey, wifey, let's."
I feel like that's going
tis
to
the
be
day.
a low participation rate on the blowjob day.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
probably.
true.
The wives are like, I don't feel like I need to. Okay, I'm not going to do it on the man's time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mm.
it hurts my neck. It's just, gosh.
But when it's Valentine's Day, you better not miss it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just that's the way we
That's
are.
true.
Life's
true.
a box
I
of
hate
chocolates.
Valentine's Day.
I like Valentine's Day, man. It's a good day. Like it's a good
Yeah,
excuse for you to go do something with your significant other.
to spend money.
Because then
It's a corporate holiday.
yeah. Because then like the grandparents or like whoever you got to watch, they understand when you're like you're taking the kids tonight, and they're like, okay, well, it's Valentine's.
Yeah, but
Day.
why does it?
Oh yeah.
I see. I don't like that. Why just do it?
Well, you do, but
Like,
I
I mean, we don't get to go out enough, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't like the. Everyone
It
has
does
to.
feel
Everyone
forced,
has
right?
to be completely different and do things completely out
Yeah,
of the
come
norm.
on, Chris, get with the program.
yeah, I think
You know,
listen,
are you just like this guy who doesn't love his wife? God, shame on you.
I think it's
Valentine's Day has nothing to do with the love I have for my wife.
I will say this.
It has
I agree with you.
everything to
I
do
agree with it.
with
But I
the
will
love
say
of your
this:
wife.
a lot of times we go about our days, and day turns into a week to a month. You know what I'm saying? Time goes by really fast.
yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to have that, like, stop and kind of remind yourself that, like, holy shit,
That's true.
like I can do more. And it's I don't look at it like it's a forced day to like spend money and forcibly go out on dinner or something. It's like a
I
day
think
to
what Chris is
recognize.
getting at, though, it's like instead of having a day that you're supposed to do that, just do that, spontaneously throughout your relationship.
Yeah, but
and just
listen,
have
people
it happen.
try. I think people try to do that, and I think a lot of times like life catches up with you, man, and it's
Oh, yeah.
like there's periods of your relationship, especially when you're together more than 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
There's times where
Mhm.
it's like you're in a funk or like
You fall into a routine. or
yeah, the
something,
kids are being little shits, dude, and you just don't get as
Yeah.
much time. And I think it's a day. What it should be is a day to just stop and reflect on how great of a relationship you have and just honor that. To me, that's all it has to be. The whole buying chocolates, buying flowers, like flowers are fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that extravagant. It,
doesn't-
can be cute,
Yeah.
like little notes here and there.
Dude, just,
little
you know what?
flower petals.
I think a lot of women, a lot of good women and men too, would be very happy with their significant other just giving them a big hug, a kiss, just saying, I see you, I love you. I hope you don't forget that I do. You know what I mean? And I think just a simple thing like that goes a long way.
Yeah, don't forget you have a husband.
Well,
I'm
listen,
still here.
I do think
My
that, like,
penis still works. Hello.
that's Greg. He's
Yeah.
just going.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
I think it's like a muscle. Yeah, it's like your appendix. It just shrinks and shrivels and apparently bursts.
You don't exercise
Eventually.
that thing. It turns to nothing.
God, dude.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's
there
not
just
like-
to like excrete some sort of bile waste and then, yeah.
It's like the opposite of dying. You don't get harder. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like you don't get more firm.
Exactly.
Or you get more
Yeah.
limp. You know what I mean?
But this brings up a good point, though. Even though this is not Valentine's Day, like it has nothing to do with Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
but birthdays, people like that, like their expectations of you to remember birthdays, holidays, events, and all that stuff. Like, have you guys ever had a like family member or somebody just be like, I can't believe that you forgot that it was your nephew's birthday. Or like
No.
they have these expectations of remembering things.
No.
No, I have a hard time remembering my own birthday.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yeah,
have,
I set
wives
my,
for, you know what I mean?
because like there was a time there where my sister was like, I can't believe you forgot it was, Sai's birthday or whatever. And I'm like, well, to be fair, sometimes I forget my own kids' birthdays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm one of those guys where I don't expect you to remember stuff in my life. So it's hard for me to reciprocate sometimes, but
Yeah.
that's going a little,
Dude,
I don't want to
feel
just
there's
seem
a
like so
line,
empty
man.
souled.
I feel like it's a line of like there's a certain group that is in your life that you should know their birthdays, you know. And and listen, I got 3 kids. I get mixed up on occasions. Like there's no doubt. My wife puts notifications. She knows them by heart, but you put notifications even for your guys' birthday. You know, she'll say like, "Oh, our friend Alex's birthday's in 2 days." I'm like, I have no idea, but she knows. You know what I'm saying? But my point is
yeah,
like
it's all about Facebook, right?
Yeah, you have your
It is. That's how I remember most people's shit. Is
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
But you have your good friends, and you have your wife and your kids and your mom and dad or brother. Like those to me are like easy to remember. But like outside of that, even like good friends, I don't even know like Tex's birthday. You know, like I can't. I don't know it off the top of my head. So like to me, it's like if you know the base group, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Anybody beyond that, it's like sorry.
Have you guys ever forgot your anniversary?
No, that's a hard one to forget for me, dude. It's easy.
Dude, I think Tiff and I both forgot one year. We're like, oh shit, it's our anniversary today. We want to go do something?
Yeah, my
It's
brother's birthday is June 19th, and our anniversary is June 20th. I'm pretty sure I'd set it up that way so I would never forget. Because my brother, I remember his birthday always. So it's the day after. You know what I'm saying? I know that. And so when it's his
day
birthday,
after.
I'm like, yep.
A somber day.
Yep. Yeah. We almost did it on his birthday, and I felt like that was overshadowing. You know, like for the rest of our lives, it'd be overshadowing his birthday. So I called it shattering. Overshadowing.
Overshadowing.
Got overshadowed.
Overshadowing.
Birthday.
There's a slight chance of shatter.
I just like my mom's. I struggle with my mom's birthday. Always struggle with my mom's birthday. My dad's the day after Christmas, so that's super fucking easy. You know what I'm saying? I think my wife's mom's is the day after Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like easy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
I get you.
Yeah. And your guys' birthdays
Right
are close.
Yeah. Only a few days apart.
March 7th.
We're 2 little Pisces
And
sitting in
March
this
9th?
tree.
March 7th and
His is 5th
Nope.
5th.
Nope.
or 3rd.
Third.
It's like
Third.
somewhere down there.
Third.
Yeah.
And Greg's is the 7th.
8th.
Is it 8th or 7th?
Mine's the 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wrong.
Dude, we suck.
So it's
we fucking suck. We
7.
all- I mean, mine's easy. It's the day after April Fools, man. Yeah, I got an easy one to remember, but yeah, we're like, yeah, good friends. You
7,
should know
6?
it. And he's like, no,
Wait,
that's not
10,
it.
12? What was it?
Greg's is the 8th. What are you doing, fool?
I was so confident.
You're so confident, bro. It's all good.
Damn
man.
it.
It's all good. I also want to say, hey, man, we apologize about Monday. We missed the show Monday. I know, Greg, you had some stuff to do, and we had talked to you, and you couldn't make it, and we were going to do the show, and some stuff came up.
Yeah.
And so we just we were like, let's just call it a night, and take care of some shit, and then move on to Wednesday. So we're here. We're glad we're here. We missed you guys, and I do want to give a shout out to Javi, bro. He reached out to me and sent me a cool picture, man. He was hanging out with Ashley and Nikki over I think the weekend. They went out with the husbands and stuff, and I don't know what they did, but they hung out for like an hour and a half in Tennessee, and seemed like they had a great time. And I saw that picture. He's like, look who I got to see. And I was just like, dude, this is so fucking cool. Even when like Whit and everybody was hanging out, like, I was just like, it's so cool that people get to meet up and make new friends.
Yeah, dude.
And
Our Patreon, everybody get on there. It's like a big family, honestly. Like you'll meet people, and then eventually you'll just join the family and meet up in person, and then just go out to bars and just go out to freaking events and do a bunch of stuff.
Sick.
Together.
It is really
sick.
cool, man. We got to spend time with a few, D and Danielson, and dude, it's just cool. It's like this long, like I feel like no matter what happens in 10 years, 15 years, like I will always have some contact with everybody here.
Oh yeah.
And I think
That's
it's
true.
I think it's really, really neat, man. So I thank you guys for taking time out of your day to spend time with each other, which I think is really, really cool. So thank you. And I think that's the most awesome thing about this show is just the connections that are being made on the outside of it. So
yeah.
So there's that.
And
Anyways.
congratulations on the friendships, you guys.
Yeah, no kidding.
Congratulations to you.
Man.
Yeah.
You guys are the winners.
And I saw that picture.
You winner.
The picture of Javi looks so like handsome, bro. He's just sitting there and got the girls around, and it just it was cool, man.
Was he wearing a button-up shirt?
I think so. I'm pretty
Probably.
sure.
I don't think I've. He's always wearing a button-up shirt.
Pretty sure he was. Javi's in here. He could
If he's not wearing a button-up shirt, he's like has a shirt on for exercise. Okay,
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like he's either exercising in just a regular tee, or he's got that button-up shirt and he's folding some clothes. You know?
Yeah.
He's always doing something, something that he should be.
Someday. I hope we make it to Tennessee someday.
I want to go.
Yeah, I would love to go to Tennessee and just kind of. It's
Hell
not
yeah,
that
dude.
far away, bro. It's like
actually, my son was just talking about that because he really wants to go see who's the rapper? NF.
Oh yeah.
He loves NF, dude.
Yeah.
So he's like, I think he's performing in Tennessee or something. I'm like, let's fucking go. He's like, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's psyched about
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can't do that to a kid. We'll fucking do it, dude.
Okay. Yeah, that seems fun.
Yeah, Daddy had a little bit too much of Whiskey Shaman's drinks. You know what I'm saying over here?
Yeah.
Dude,
West Guy,
Tennessee
West
is definitely one of those. My wife's been talking about it, like Nashville, going to Nashville and just kind of like seeing what it's all about, seeing the music kind of culture that they have, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. But we're we're planning some stuff coming up. I can't really say because I think my kids watch occasionally, but we're planning some stuff.
Okay, I think I know what that means.
We are planning nothing.
We're planning nothing.
We are not planning anything ever.
Well,
we're broke.
Hey,
well, the money we do have is we are gonna use it to do things around the house. So we don't plan shit. That's not what we do. It's always like Friday night, and we're like, hey, let's go do this.
Yeah,
and let's drive here this weekend.
Hey, do you want to take a road trip next week? You know, it's like quick.
Yeah, I gotta say, like you and Ashley are probably the most chill. Just like, okay, yeah, let's go do it.
For sure.
No stipulations.
Everything we do is always like a last minute thing. We very rarely plan anything, even a week in advance.
Yeah. I remember we did some sort of analysis on our relationships. Like we read this article on one of these shows, and you and Ashley were like a Netflix and chill type of couple. You know what I mean? Like, let's hang out in our PJs and have some popcorn under the blanket, if you know what I mean.
You know what's actually very funny though, and this might be why everything works a certain way. But what's funny I've noticed over the years, and my wife kind of jokes about it frequently, and I know your wife and we do as a group, but me and your wife are very much the same in a lot of ways, and you and my wife are very much the same in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
like
so you guys are like fucking each other. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not fucking each other, but we are like,
you're saying
we're kind of like each other.
Yeah, you're saying when I'm like making sweet love to my wife, I'm like, Chris.
Exactly. You're like, Chris can't get out of my head.
No, it's funny because like
stop thinking about him.
Just the dumb little things that your wife likes, I tend to like. You know what I'm saying, or like agree with, and then my wife, when we're having discussions around the table, it's like you guys tend to agree, and we're like, that's how it works. Like the two kind of, I don't know, personalities that we are, they work together. You know what I'm saying? They work together for you guys as well. Is all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to mix up the couples here or anything like that. We're not getting all fucking weird. Okay, this isn't Epstein Island. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
but no, I think it's cool, man. You know, I was saying, it's weird how you look at other couples and their personalities together, and like sometimes those personalities, like you just gel well with a person. And you can see why that person is with another person because they're very similar to the person you're with, you know, vice versa. So, you guys are very chill.
We are.
You know what always weirds me out? When you see like a couple where you go, dude, they could be brother and sister. Like, I'm not even.
That gets fucking a little funky. Especially when they look like they could be brothers and sisters.
I think it depends on.
Dude, one of your exes, Dave.
Which one?
Looks like brother and sister.
Which one?
Kylie? Kind of.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, because the dude got long hair, brother.
Well,
he
doesn't anymore. I haven't seen it he cut his hair off. But I'll tell you what,
she's with a guy now that could be her brother.
I think so. Yeah,
So we dated a long time ago,
but he's not.
And he actually was in a band,
or do you know?
That we played on tour with. He was in a really fun band, Tail Through Audio, I think is what it was, right? Something like that.
Oh,
but he was in a great band, and we played a lot with him. He's a super nice guy. But everybody always said, I know it's a little like, hey, but he was like a beautiful dude. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Dude.
I don't listen. I'm not being weird. I'm just saying.
Like, was he like, what's that guy in the books?
Fabio?
No,
not farthest thing from Fabio.
This was like, who's the guy, the singer who joined his own cult?
Oh, like Jared Leto.
Oh, Leto. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't really look at Leto like a beautiful, but I'm just saying like he just had all the right. He was just a very handsome guy, long hair, just like that. You're just like, man, what the fuck, dude? It's weird. It's like you're almost a chick.
Like the guys from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Well, he was. Yeah,
I would bang you if you didn't have that penis down.
No, that was not it. But anyways, they actually had like very similar styles, and they got married and had kids. They're a great couple, I'm sure, but they just
have beautiful long-haired kids.
Well, I mean, she was a pretty gal, and she had long hair, and they just, when they were together, you're like, you could be, features and stuff, they could be related. You know what I mean? Could be. That's a good point, Greg. I totally with on that one. That was, that's a weird one.
That's a weird thing too. Like even like people, if they're together long enough, they start to look similar.
Oh, like, really?
You've never noticed
like they grow into their own looks?
Yeah, like you start looking like the things you're around a lot.
I think,
so Adam Carolla had a theory about this. Well, it was kind of more like nurses. And like, because he always had this theory that if you're a nurse, you're bound to gain a lot lot because it's like you're wearing these loose scrubs, pajama pants all day,
working weird hours,
and then they just like throw on a larger size. It's just like, it's easy, it's comfortable.
I don't know if it's easy and comfortable, like being a nurse.
No, like the
okay.
Yeah, just
like I know what I'm gonna wear, so
you get comfortable with like your day-to-day
I think
life.
a lot of it is probably the crazy hours
for sure,
and then like you're like stress. Yeah, you're always on the go, so you're not like eating good food. You're eating fucking hospital.
When you're
shit.
eating like weird times and shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that's a tough nurse life's a tough life for sure. A lot of respect for them. Except the ones that give you the jab, but other than that, they were all great. But,
like, have you ever seen like
they dump them in the trash? Some of them.
Yeah, there's always been like memes and stuff about people who end up like looking like their dogs or looking like their pets.
Oh yes, dude. Actually, I just saw some of those on Twitter.
I think what it comes down to mostly is when you start, when you're in a relationship, especially after a long period of time, like some of your style rubs off on the partner.
Yeah.
Because even like when me and my wife had met, she was much more like your typical like girl, like Hollister, like just very girly. And then, as she was dating me, I was in a band and I was wearing like skinny jeans and the whole band look. And she, for a while, adopted more of that kind of a style.
Yeah.
By the end of the month, she was in crotchless panties.
Yeah. She was a groupie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no, I think that people, when you're around somebody, you kind of take their style and, and then eventually you find your own kind of look. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, like
my wife's definitely changed her style for sure over the past, 6 months. I mean, she's more into those, like, whatever those kind of pants are and shit, like they're not my favorite.
They're like MC Hammer pants.
She wears a lot of those.
Oh,
they're not like the, what is it?
They're not MC Hammer per se.
No, they're not the same kind of fabric. They're more of like a sweatpant, but they're like a thin sweatpant that is ballooned out. Like
I give her shit.
Pretty baggy.
I give her shit because I'm like, I feel like a person that would normally wear these is like full of patchouli oil. You know what I'm saying? Like they're very like
full of it. You're full of patchouli.
Full of it. Hair, stomach, all of it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like essential oils, very like hippie, earthy kind of vibe.
So she's got that Burning Man vibe going on.
Sure. And it's cool, man. She's comfortable. She likes it. It's not bad. I poke fun at her a little bit because I'm like, where did this come from? But no, it's cool. It's a cool style, man. And that's what I'm saying. You kind of adjust and adapt and change it up a little bit. And yeah, it's cool.
Dude, I don't mind the hippie vibe, the hippie look.
Listen, I draw the line at like the hair. I mean, for me,
the dreadlocks can't stand it.
I like dreadlocks. I like dreadlocks.
I'd like, yeah.
Hairy armpits,
There's
hairy legs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I can't do like.
Listen, I get it. Be free, do what you want. But for me,
I like dreadlocks though.
Dreadlocks. I've always liked dreadlocks.
There is a lot of BO associated kind of with the hippie movement too, because they're not putting the chemicals underneath their armpits.
Well, it doesn't have to be chemicals. No. Like you could always buy there's like natural.
Yeah,
shit
my wife spends a lot of money on that natural stuff. Like she's really like over the past couple of years have really been into that and really been conscious about what she's using. And listen, some of
that's a marketing ploy, though.
It could be, but
I think the natural stuff kind of is more expensive. So I don't know. It's just like organic food. You know what I mean?
Well, the difference is the aluminums and stuff that are in deodorant. And like, listen,
I use Old Navy and has no aluminum in it.
Oh. Look at you.
Yeah.
Old Navy.
My wife bought me.
No, not Old Navy. Old Spice. Sorry.
I was like, that's a freaking close.
As soon as you repeated it, I was like, that's not right.
I was like, I get that Old Navy, the Old Navy tea, and put it down there. It just absorbs it all.
Yeah, I just shove my pits with other shirts.
She got me some natural deodorant quite a while ago. She's like, just try it. And I gotta be honest with you, I thought it was fucking trash. I smelled like shit. I was like, this is not working. And she did the whole like, you just gotta like, your body has to get used to it. I'm like, I am not going another week smelling like a piece of shit. Like I'm
what
just
do you
not.
mean your body has to get used to it?
That's what she said.
It either covers the smell or it doesn't cover the smell.
She said it's
that's
like
true.
She said
I feel like if it doesn't work the first time, it won't work at all.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like something your body's like, okay.
You got to build up immunity to your fucking deodorant?
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's something to it, supposedly. Apparently, your body has to get used to this thing, and you're shedding out this, the toxins in your body. This is a fucking. But for me, I'm like, listen, it works for her. She doesn't, it's fine for her, not for me. It's just not for me. You
haven't found the right one.
I'm not going to try anymore. And to
use
Greg's
Old
point,
Spice.
yeah, I think
that?
most Old Spice don't have aluminum now. Or
Old Spice?
Yeah,
I feel like most of them don't.
I use the Sport.
Dude,
Sport.
I mean, the Old Spice cologne reminds me of when I used to. Dude, yes.
No, yeah,
have you ever
I
seen
think they
this?
have a cologne.
Who wears that?
It
I
looks
remember
like
they used
milky.
I used to remember they used to have like the packs you could
The
buy for like
aftershave
Christmas
shit.
and stuff. They would have like deodorant and cologne and the fucking
Yes.
all the whole menagerie of shit in
They
it.
still have that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen those in
I
a
just
while.
feel like if that's what you're wearing, like maybe let's upgrade. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
'Cause
it's such an
Spice?
old man smell.
cologne, Old Spice cologne. I love Old Spice.
Old Spice
I
cologne.
love Old Spice deodorant. It's a deodorant. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what brand the cologne I have.
Jimmy Choo. That's what I got.
Jimmy Choo,
Jimmy Choo.
like chew as in
Dude,
CHU.
so everything
CHO.
Dave does, it has to have chew involved because
Yes,
he loves tobacco.
I went
he loves chewing.
listen, I got here's a funny story about that. Man. I ran out of or cologne. It was like a cologne that I really liked, and I ran out. And it was when my wife was in Longview. She was with the kids in Longview. I was here by myself, and I was like, man, that sucks. I like wearing cologne. So I went down to like Marshall's, and I was like, I'm not gonna go spend a shit ton of money, but I'll go to Marshall's and see if they have like some kind of something. And they had like a Hollister cologne, like, right? That was the one I recognized it. And I was like, okay.
yeah.
And it was like not too expensive. So I'm like, I'll just get this. It'll be good for like, it was like $25. And I'm like, it'll work. You know what I mean? It's not
Too much money.
Too much money?
Yeah.
Okay.
$25.
Yeah, I don't know
No.
what the fuck. Are
That's-
you just
that's-
are you using
that's pretty
pine
cheap.
needles on the back?
I don't know.
Okay, so listen, I bought the $25 eye spray, and I'm like, it's not bad. It's just it reminds you of when you walk into Hollister and it's like overwhelming. So my wife gets back and she comes in and gives me a hug and she's like, you smell like shit. You smell like a high school kid. Like, what's going on? I was like, I was trying to impress you. I was trying to save some money. So we I kept wearing it, and she finally was like, we're gonna go buy cologne. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, it just reminds me of high school. I don't like it.
Dang, dude.
So I
she
went
couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I went to
immediately.
Nordstrom and I tried on, I was testing about 20 different ones. A great gal was helping me out. And Jimmy Choo is like, it's an intense called Jimmy Choo Intense. And I got it. It was fucking great. She loved it. Kids loved it. And it was like $120. And I fucking love it.
I mean, the good stuff is around $100.
Yeah. Yeah. And
but I mean, you don't have to buy them in store. You can get it on like perfumesomething.com.
Well,
like
that's
that's how I get it.
That's a Chinese
No,
knockoff.
it's not a knockoff, bro.
Oh,
It's the real shit, and it's like 70% off. Like
The-
you save a shitload of money.
The
doing that.
perfume my wife likes it's expensive. It's like $100 for like a small little bottle of it. It's the
Oh yeah, bro.
fucking Marc Jacobs, the Daisy or whatever it's called.
I know nothing about perfume.
No, I have some Creed Adventus. I have like a little travel bottle.
that's a
The
good
little
one.
travel bottle was $40 because the actual bottle is like $300 to $500
Oh yeah.
for cologne.
Yeah, I had one. I had the Jimmy Choo. I really like. She's like, just try this one, and I'm like, okay. I put it on. I was like, dude, this is the shit. I fucking love this one. I was like, I think I'm leaning towards this. I was like, how much? And she's like, oh, it's $2.99. And I'm like, we're not going.
Put
with
it
that.
back.
Yeah, we're not going with that one. I'll go with Jimmy Choo. It's. And listen, to be
I honestly
fair,
couldn't tell you how much the one I have costs. I just wear whatever my wife gets.
Oh, that's fair. It's like socks and
Yeah.
underwear. You just get them and you wear them.
I just it's whatever. I don't pick any of that shit.
Where did I go? We went somewhere the other day. I stopped in a store I was with my wife and we were doing something. And the lady that was helping us, she leans into me and she's like, you smell delicious. And my wife is saying that. And she's like, I'm not trying to She was missing teeth and shit. Like, this is be real.
Okay.
But she's like, I'm not trying to.
You
sniff
smell
your wife.
delicious.
Yeah. She started smelling my arms.
On your
and she's like,
teeth.
what is this? And my wife was just laughing, bro. She was like, what's going on? Because
she was smelling your arms.
She was sniffing my arms, and she's like, you smell really good. And I'm like, Jimmy Choo. That's what I said.
And Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo, bro. You know what I mean?
I've never.
Dude, I just looked at my phone.
If that was the other way around, go ahead.
Drinking Bros, they had the QAnon shaman on their show.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
Damn, dude.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna watch that.
Speaking
one.
of that guy, did you see the fucking shit that they? I don't know who said it, like about the J6 stuff that came out today. They were talking about it, and the FBI fucking lost track of how many FBI informants were actually there, and they had to do an audit between all the different fucking.
Bit.
So how many fucking FBI agents are there?
Yeah,
there was actually a video that got leaked to Gateway Pundit, and I don't know. I haven't really watched it, but it just says there's a massive J6 database engineered by seditious hunter DH. I don't know. So there's footage coming out now, I guess. I don't know. So it's just kind of weird that they have this guy on at the same time.
As soon as I saw that little headline, I was like, how many fucking FBI agents do you have to have there to lose track of how many were actually there? And you have to audit yourself and be like, how many fucking people do we have there?
Yeah.
Dude, they needed that day to happen. It was a big deal.
Well,
so
it's either that or like the whole system is so broken and there's so many chains of command that they literally just don't oversee each other properly. Like proper management is like you have a leader and you have a group, but like maybe if they're delegating management down and down, like they're just like, oh
no, dude, what I heard is like it's just like 9/11 where you had a bunch of different kind of operations going on at the same time.
Sure.
So no matter what happened, if one fell through, the other one can pick up the job and get something done, right? So it's like you have all of these overlapping events that are happening in the background. And if the crowd didn't get riotous, then you'd have the bombs go off because they had somebody plant bombs at the RNC and the DNC, right?
Yeah.
So that was their plan B, or at least one of their plans. It could have been C, D, or E, or F, you know?
Yeah.
So for some reason, they needed something to happen that day.
Yeah, I mean, we know
so
why.
I feel like that's, you know what I mean?
I just don't like... It's still interesting to me to some extent, but I just don't put much thought into it anymore. Because I just feel like you hear this stuff and you're like, what? And it's like, we already knew it. You know, we already knew there's a lot of people, and I'm glad they're talking about it. But
well,
at the same
Alex
time,
Jones or Owen Schroyer just got sentenced 60 days to jail.
Yeah.
For what they did on January 6th, which is just like, be there.
Yeah. I know. I saw that. And it's fucking dumb. You know, it's dumb. But, you know, it's the same thing with, what's his face? Like, what's the fucking podcaster? Brand?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Russel Brand.
Russel Brand.
You know,
dude,
like,
he's going through some shit right now.
Yeah, he's going through shit. Now, listen,
I'm bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he did or didn't do it because I don't fucking know. He says he didn't. He came out and said that it's not true. He also has admitted multiple times and said multiple times throughout his life that he was promiscuous and was, you know, kind of a womanizer and all that stuff. So, you know, listen, at the same time, it's like he's been famous. He's been in movies and in Hollywood for all these years, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, it's the same thing with like Rammstein that we were talking about the other day, you know, like he's been this crazy dude for 30 fucking years plus, man. Like now all of a sudden.
Well, not only that, but like the last couple of years, he blew up on YouTube. He has over millions of followers for saying the shit that we all got kicked off of YouTube for. Yeah. So how did that happen? Who planned this?
Where did it get to the point where someone could just say something? You never have to be charged. You never have to even actually have any evidence. You never have to have anything about anything that could be true. You just say it, and now everyone just fucking runs with it. And you got the UK contacting. I just seen the UK is contacting Rumble and telling them to demonetize them.
Dude, it's guilty until proven innocent.
It's like, what
they want to bring
that
whole thing back. I mean, that was like what it was under the British Empire before we were the United States. So it's kind of like we're living through this time of the next revolution, people are calling it, right? The shot heard around the world where we have our American Revolution 2.0.
Yeah, I will say this, though. To be fair, like times have changed a lot over the past 30, 40 years. And I'm not talking about the recent surge of censorship, right? We know that already. But the problem is like, nowadays, it doesn't have to be a court of law. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be ruined because how many people are making money off of social media, right? How many people are making money off of ad revenue or different things? And those companies are not the court of law. And so they have the right to say like, I just don't like this person, just like we would, right? If we were, if we had a campaign through somebody else and we thought they were doing a bad job, we just cut them off. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, we don't want you to represent.
Dude, look what happened to Target, Bud Light. It's the court of public opinion.
It's the court of public opinion.
It's more powerful than any court of law.
Yes, it is the court of public opinion, but nobody decided to say, hey, Bud Light, you can't make beer anymore.
Well, but
that's true, but if you don't have anybody to buy it, what's the fucking point?
Exactly. But you can't, why demonetize him off these fucking platforms where he makes his money? Why not, if it's that bad, why not just let the people not watch him anymore?
Well,
dude, I feel like this is just a ploy to push him into something else to have him make so much more money. Because that's what always happens, is whenever they try to censor these bigger names, right? Look at what happened to Tucker Carlson, bro. I mean, he went from 3 million views on Fox News to like 253 million views on X.
Yeah.
So it's like, no matter what happens, I feel like this always, it hurts in the moment for the person, but then in the end, they just grow substantially.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case for all, to be honest with you. I think that there's some people, you could maybe say
Look at Alex Jones, dude.
I mean,
he blew up after he got kicked off of Apple, YouTube, all that shit.
He blew up.
His platform made millions of dollars, dude. It's because they have this support now, because now you are the targeted one and people want to look into you more. And they go, well, the government doesn't like this guy. I think I trust this guy now. You know what I mean?
There's always that. I would argue, I personally don't think Alex Jones is as relevant today as he was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that his numbers aren't up or that people didn't switch over and kind of look at it. I think that's a positive thing from this kind of outtake. But I'm just saying, like, to say that he's as relevant, he's not. Like, you don't see his face as much. Even he's not even
today,
on Rogan.
Well, no, not today, but like 3 years ago was when he was blowing up, dude.
I know, but Tucker's
an
anomaly, right? Tucker was and probably always was better off on his own. Like the guy, I mean, once he already had the name and he.
Yeah, I don't think when it comes to Tucker, I don't think the views were low because he was Tucker. It was because he was on a mainstream channel.
He was on Fox News,
and nobody watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a weird thing because everything is kind of, there's basically this whole thing is about the ultimate loophole. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be on these platforms to have a show, to do these things. And yet those platforms they don't have the same protections for you that a job does. Like a job can fire you for anything, but if you're in a union or something, they can't, right? And they can't wrongfully fire you no matter what, right? If you're just like a different race and they don't like it, they can't fire you. You can sue them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like Instagram, YouTube, you're not as protected.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal job.
You have AI algorithms determining what you're saying and what you're posting.
Exactly.
And if like, because I've had several TikTok videos get flagged as like either unoriginal content or like something incorrect, like misinformation. And I've had to appeal every single one of them. And most of them, they get overturned. And I'm like, misinformation, I'm pointing directly to reputable sources here. Okay. We have like, blah, 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 blah. And they go, okay, yeah, sorry, that was a mistake. But it's like, how many mistakes are these, like why? Why so many mistakes for one channel?
It's easy because it's the algorithm is computers, right? And they're glitchy as fuck. And we know that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same with the other AI shit. Like there's no stopping it from kind of giving its opinion about something based off of the information that it received. And if it receives bad information, it's going to give bad information. And so, and the other thing you said earlier, like, why does Russel Brand get to say this shit? He's not us. You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking about a guy who already has a lot of money, who already has a good following,
for sure.
And so he's going to get it. It's the same thing with like Tim Pool or any of these guys. Like they can get away with more than we can. We're easy to knock off the pole. You know what I mean? They're harder to knock off the pole. They have the finances to kind of further that, where we would have to just be like,
dude,
we're fucked.
Yeah, that's what makes podcasting so difficult nowadays is because back when we started in, 2019, 2020, there weren't like a bunch of celebrities starting their own podcasts like there are now.
Yeah.
Like celebrities, rappers, fucking, NFL players.
That's what sucks is like, I try to listen to some. I like keeping up as, here and there with some of these, but it's like the whole thing of just because you're famous, just because you're an athlete, just because you're this or that, like you have a podcast doesn't mean it's good. Most of them suck.
Exactly.
There's a couple. I think one that's kind of weird, but I fucking absolutely think is great is like Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast. Fucking great, dude. And like it's very insightful, very like from the heart, dude. It's not just racing. It's like it's a really great podcast. The guy's meant to do it. I love hearing it. But then like the Travis Kelce or whatever, like the football player, I'm like, yeah,
he has, right.
It's like, it's
Arian Foster, the running back, he has like his own conspiracy podcast.
It's cool, man. Like, listen, I'm glad people are doing it. I think it's a great way to express yourself and kind of get shit off your chest and speak and have fun. But it doesn't mean that you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they have a following. Like they already have a natural following. And with Drinking Bros, Chuck Liddell, or not Chuck Liddell, is it Chuck Liddell, the UFC fighter?
I don't know.
Yeah, UFC fighter. I always mix it up with Mike Liddell, but Chuck Liddell had a show for a while, you know what I'm saying? And it was okay, but he had a natural following that kind of came. And even though it was like, he was not that great at podcasting, he had enough people that just followed him over that it worked for a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he still does it, but whatever. It's whatever. It's a bummer that we don't have more avenues and that, I think Russel Brand is even more than I didn't used to like him, but I think he's really has some good points. I don't know if I fully trust him.
I think that guy's funny as shit.
He's funny.
He's funny. I just
think he's, I don't know, man. I there's something about it that I'm like, I don't really know where you stand actually. Like I think he's been a little all over, and it's good that he's kind of, changing and adapting and stuff, but I don't know how genuine some of it is. But
that's my point, dude. It feels like it's contrived to get the clicks, to get the attention.
Well, he's very animated.
He knows it's a marketable, Yeah,
and he's very animated and very funny. Like to Chris's point, very, very funny. And so when he talks and he's British, that's a selling point. Let's be fucking straight, dude. If you're British and fast speaking,
well, then he's gotten a very eccentric way that he talks.
Sure.
And like you hear his voice and you hear the way he's talking, it's Russell Brand.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true, man. But I don't know, man.
When he's an actor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he acts, he pretends to be somebody for a living. So it's like, okay, can you really trust that? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but I like that. Like he has lived a pretty wild life. You know what I'm saying? And he has stories. He has great stories, very interesting stories. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy is just hearing about like weird shit that happens. And
for sure. Dude.
So that's what I really like. I mean, he definitely politically, I think is cool, but I mean, you could have said the same about Joe Rogan, like Joe Rogan was just a fucking stand-up comedian and a fucking UFC host. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like the first couple of years he was even doing podcasting, it was just him and his fucking comedy buddies sitting in a room on a computer and no studio or anything. They just did what they fucking did.
But Theo Vaughn, I mean, shit, Theo's podcast blew the fuck up.
Yeah, I'd say his podcast is bigger than his stand-up is.
Oh, 1,000%, dude.
His stand-up isn't that good.
I like some of his old stand, but yeah,
he's funny though. He's not funny. Like he's not talking about like truth, like because I feel like Russell Brand is more of a truther movement podcast now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where he's like speaking about like truth stuff about the jab and all this other stuff going on.
Band says he was married to Katy Perry, so he knows the deep truth.
For sure, dude. He's
truth.
Married to the witch. Yeah, those witch titties.
Regardless of how I feel, or like, and I do like him for the most part, but regardless of how anybody feels about him, what we see with this kind of stuff happening, even with musicians and stuff, like, listen, there's a real fine line. Everybody wants justice for bad people. Everybody wants them to face consequences if they do terrible shit. But we also got to step back and say, like, you can't just say something like you were saying, Chris. You can't just open your mouth and then everybody goes, ban him for life. Like, we can't get to that point.
For sure.
He's a human. There's two sides to every story. And, and I think when you look at people like, old Jello mold, what's his name? Bill Cosby. When you look at these guys, Weinstein.
Jelly belly.
Old Jello mold.
Well, I couldn't think of his name. But when you see like
pudding,
Weinstein, all these guys, man, when you see these bad actors, right, that are bad people, it doesn't take much to find out that, oh, wow, this is real. You know, Masterson, Danny Masterson, that like, you know, you could say, well, we'll find out, but that shit quickly turns when they're really bad people. Yeah. And so I just feel like let the process happen. You don't ever claim somebody's guilty until you know they're guilty, you know? And I just think that that's a problem that we even had that problem. Like where we were kind of talking about Tom Hanks and we were talking about Randy. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just hear this shit, but you can't just all of a sudden put a label on somebody without knowing everything.
Dude, we gossip. All right. Like we're not, and like you said, like we're not them. We're not like mainstream news. So it's,
but we're not accusing anybody of anything either.
For sure.
We're talking about things that are already in the ether.
Well,
but I mean,
you know, yeah, I think there, I mean, listen, we have had discussions like many years ago. We had discussions. We're like, you know, maybe we should just be more like careful about like saying so and gossip or whatever you want to call it, Greg. Like it doesn't matter. At the time we had a lot of listeners, you know what I'm saying? We were doing all right. We were growing well and stuff. And like, it just adds to kind of like the confirmation bias of the whole thing. Right. And like when you find people that like agree with you or saying things that interest you and you just follow them and they follow, you know, and like, so I think that's the one thing I've learned over the past couple of years is like, I'm trying to do a better job when I see something come up to say like, slow it down a minute. Like, let's let this breathe. Let's let some evidence come out because like, I certainly don't want somebody doing that to me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that to anybody do that to you. Just saying like, oh, Chris is this, you know, and everybody jumps on the Chris is a bad guy train. You know what I'm saying? Like he drinks a lot of beer and he, you know,
look at him.
Yeah, look.
He obviously is a bad guy.
He don't know how to plan anything. Beer. You know what I'm saying?
I'm drinking a pickle beer right now.
I just don't like that. That's pickle the one beer. Thing I hate. Yeah.
You're definitely an evil villain.
Yeah, he's for sure.
It's actually it's a dill pickle sour beer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It literally tastes like you're drinking the juice from a pickle jar.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't think I can do that shit.
Good. He got that last weekend, and I was like,
like I can't drink a lot of it, but I like it.
What do your burps taste like?
Like pickles, bro.
Oh, like pickles, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I knew you would. we were laughing a couple weeks ago because his wife was opening up the fridge.
Yeah, check this shit.
And there's a fucking jar of pickle juice in there, and like
sucker punch.
Your wife Ash was like, yeah, he just will open the fridge, take a swig of pickle juice, put it back. I'm like,
I do. I actually get mad because as soon as the pickles are gone, I just leave the jar in there with the juice because I drink it.
Yeah.
And then she fucking throws it away, and I'm like, what are you doing? I tell you every single time.
Dude, that reminds me of when I worked at Sears and I was pouring out some tuna and I was like retelling this story recently. I'm like, shame on me for bringing tuna to the fucking, you know, lunchroom.
You're the bad
employee. Just opening that shit.
Yeah,
like, there's no way I would ever do that right now. But I'm like, back in the day,
I love tuna.
I just pop that can open and everybody's just like, oh God, what is that? And I'm like, oh, sorry, just draining my tuna over here. And then we had a worker. Okay. He was a little handicapped, just putting that out there. But he goes, huh? You don't drink the juice? And I'm like, the tuna water? He goes, the juice.
He was a little
bit
slower,
like a retard.
A little slower, a little bit, but not. He was fully functional. Okay,
that's a little bit.
What? But he said you don't drink the juice, and I'm like, the tuna water? No. He's like, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's gross, dude.
No, Chris, you can't say that. You were doing the same thing in the fucking pickle world. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not even close.
Yes, you are.
That's not even close to the same thing.
It is the same thing, dude. What's the difference?
It's fucking tuna juice, bro.
It's water with the juices of the tuna. Yeah, that's in oil or water.
It's like flavored water.
Yeah, but the pickle juice isn't water.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
No,
man.
there's like vinegar. There's like vinegar, and there's like other shit in there. That's not in tuna.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit in that motherfucker, dude.
No, dude.
It is the remnants.
You don't drink the fish juice
of a canned substance. Period. Like it is the juice.
Danielson says, "I'll drink tuna juice over pickle juice."
Wow,
that's gross.
Okay, Danielson.
I like how he's like, that's
went
gross.
Down a couple
I chewed my wife out the other night for throwing my pickle juice. You remember that? Hey, I got on this kick. This is relevant. I got on this kick of in Living Color. You guys remember in Living Color that it was so fucking funny, bro.
I never watched. I remember it, but I never watched it.
There was a couple scenes that was
okay.
It was pretty good.
But there was the homeless guy that was one of the Wayans brothers played him, and he had that jar of fucking quote unquote pickle juice and had the pickle floating around, but it was actually like piss and a shit turd. It was the people.
I never saw it.
Oh, dude, I watched it the other night and I was like, oh my god, this is Chris. He just carries around this pit and he's kind of drunk. And he's like, you want to drink my pickle juice?
Oh yeah, he pulls a Terry.
Yes, dude, it was not good, but it was great stuff.
He pulled a Terry.
Yeah,
dang, dude, that's a freaking nipple twisting Terry. Bro.
I have got to find that though, because I once I started watching somebody, I started just remembering Fire Marshal Bill. That's when Jim Carrey was good.
Yeah.
And like I have got to find that on DVD or something because I want to go through and watch that. There was some great guests on it. And that was fucking funny. And there was shit that you would never
in
get
living
away
color.
with.
I'm pretty sure you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah. I was on YouTube.
Old episodes.
Nah, it's like you can get some scenes and shit, but like I mean, there's a couple full episodes. But I want to see. I just want. It was only on for like 4 seasons or some shit. You know, in hindsight, I think it was only on for like 4 seasons or 5. But
yeah.
I just miss.
I mean, Jamie Foxx was on there.
Jamie Foxx was on there, yeah.
Wanda or Wanda? What was his name?
And Tommy Davidson Lee or whatever the hell that guy is, Tommy Lee Davidson. But he had that scene where the Wanda character, whatever the fuck that was, he was giving him a massage. Whatever the guy, I wish I could remember that dude's name. He was hilarious. The little skinny guy that was in what was the Ace Ventura, the Pet Detective 2. He was the African tribe guy that jumped on his back and shit. And he was in the fight with him.
Oh yeah, okay.
Tommy Davis,
White Devil.
Yeah, the White Devil.
I don't remember his name though.
He's a little skinny guy.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is his name? Regardless, he was giving him a massage, and that Wanda character, whatever the fuck that was obviously Jamie Foxx, and just a dude. You know what I'm saying? It was a dude, but he was giving her a back massage or giving him a back massage, and he finally sees, and he's running around, he's pulling his underwear off and shit. It's a fucking stupid. Fucking hilarious shit that like unfortunately nowadays you're just not gonna get that comedy anymore, man.
No, it's pretty un-PC.
They had Jim Carrey where he played Vera, I think it was, where he was that like he was wearing a bra and he was a girl but it was a boy, you know what I'm saying? He's like it was funny, dude. The 2 gay men doing the music or the video reviews, like hated it, you know what I'm saying? That shit. It's fucking great, man. It's great, dude. Is the era,
I mean, now you can just add Chris to that cast because he's in there drinking that pickle juice, dude.
Drinking that pickle juice. But Chris,
I'm good for you too.
Pickle juice, Chris.
Right now,
it's a health thing.
We got 25 people in here.
Okay.
Listen, how many people will drink the juice of the pickles? You know what I'm saying? We'll top off the pickle juice when it's done.
It doesn't matter how
many. And is it the same as tuna juice?
Life correctly.
I think
it's not the same as tuna juice, bro.
No, I'm saying it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
And I can't believe Danielson said that he's drink tuna juice over pickle juice.
That's
disgusting.
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the
That'd
water.
be like, hey, let's go fishing and let's catch some salmon or catch some bass and we'll chop it up and we'll throw it in a bag or something and we'll just like pour some water in there and we'll leave it for a while and then you drink the juice out of it.
No, because you're not canning
That's the
that.
same
No, it's
thing.
not. You're not canning it. You're not canning it, Chris. There's a difference between canning it. You know, once you put it in that substance to keep it in there, that juice is the same thing that they're canning pickles with.
No, it's not.
It's like formaldehyde. It's like those things in a science class. You know what I mean?
They use oils and waters to preserve it.
It's not the same thing.
And it's collecting the flavor. Tuna juice is collecting the flavor of tuna.
Pickles are, I mean, how do you pickle something?
It's not pickled fish. It's not pickled tuna. Pickling something is a different process than just canning something.
With the vinegar,
You're missing my point. My point is not the pickling process. Trust me, I know the pickling process. It's this fact that it's canning.
I know the fucking pickling. You're going to get on my ass for not knowing the pickling process?
It's canning it.
Trust me, I know the process.
When you put something in it.
Yeah, you better back the fuck off.
It has nothing to do with a pickled something, like pickled eggs or any of that shit. The pickled egg is retaining the flavor of that egg.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The tuna, the oils and the waters and the stuff that they put into that can of tuna is also absorbing the flavor of the tuna. That's why it's tuna juice. Just like it's pickled juice.
Juice, baby.
It tastes like tuna. It smells like tuna. And a pickle juice smells and tastes like a pickle. It does.
Hell yeah, dude. You ever get tuna juice on you? Like on your shirt?
Now, if you want to say...
It stays there forever.
I'm saying if you want to say that you just...
It's like cat piss.
If you want to say that you just prefer pickle juice over tuna juice, so be it. Because I would much rather... if I had to, I would much rather drink pickle juice than tuna juice. It's just gross. But I'm saying...
you agree with me. What are we even arguing about?
Because it's the same thing.
It's
I
not
just
the
don't
same
like
thing.
tuna as much as I like pickles. and I don't even like pickles at all. So my point is
Bob Hansen says fish oil is good for you, Chris. Yes, fish oil is good for you, but you're not drinking canned juice from fish.
Yeah, that's a different oil, man.
So I mean, they have the same kind of oil. I mean, they have the oil, like the tuna in oil. So
yeah, but that's just like an oil. It's not like fish oil. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but I think I would rather have that than the water. You know what I mean? Like if I had to pour it on something to eat it, I would rather have the tuna oil and use that as like a lubricant,
like a cooking base, like dipping
it in something.
Like you use the tuna oil instead of olive oil in the pan.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, tuna oil. Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
That sounds disgusting.
Make some eggs in the morning with that tuna oil.
Ugh.
Oh, I like Miss Cupcake. It says not all juices are created equal.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Obviously.
My ass produces juices.
That you're not going to drink that either.
No, I'm not. But that's because I just don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people in this world that would love it. There are. You know what I'm saying?
Especially because it smells like jizz.
Well.
You mean Texas jizz sweat,
I don't know. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. It
smells like shit and jizz.
Yeah, the first thing that you said makes it sound real funky, bro. But I get where you're going with that. I get what you're saying because there's something about this Texas BO that has a little cum-ass flavor. I mean, the way you said it. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Greg is going to take that tuna oil between the dumpsters. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I said I might. I might take it between that dumpster there. At least I won't drink it like Danielson.
Man. You know, when I was doing my business, I smelled those broken tuna cans, the tuna jars or the pickle jars.
Oh, yes. It made you horny?
I was behind like a Safeway.
They smelled the tuna jars and you got horny, dude.
It turned me off. And that's why I don't like any of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I thought it was like you're smelling salts before you go out into the game. You're like, hold on, baby, I'll be in there in a second. Oh, all right. I'm ready to rock and roll.
I think a lot of it for like the pickle juice for me is I love sour things and I love salt.
Well, listen, I like sour and salt.
Yeah, but dude, I really love it.
Oh my God.
I mean, I like salty and sour.
I put salt on everything. I put like no matter what, no matter how you cook it, it doesn't fucking matter. I always put salt and pepper on it.
So Chris, I know you're not a coffee guy, but you should try this. Coffee with some creamer and then put some salt on the top. Pretty fucking good, bro.
I just can't do the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta make it a little weird. You gotta add it, make it to how you can eat.
Why? What does it do? I mean, I've never heard anybody do
like putting salt in it.
In coffee, I don't like.
It probably just gives it a different, like a more enhanced.
Well, so what I would do is like if I have a little like sweet cream or something, and I put that in there, and you put the salt on top, it's like that sweet and salty. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good little flavor.
So I put it on my ice cream.
Listen, I'm not, I trust me. Like, I feel like salt enhances most things. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's for.
But what I mean is with coffee per se, like I feel like it would get lost. You know what I'm saying? Without putting a lot in there, I feel like it would get lost in the mix.
I don't know how true it is, but I learned this from a guy I used to work with who used to be a chef at a restaurant. And he says salt isn't there to like give you the salty flavor. Salt is used because it's like little shards and it slices tiny little things in your tongue, and that enhances the flavor of the food that you're already eating.
Oh, so it's cutting my tongue. It's a tongue cutter.
Yeah, it like pokes your taste buds and stuff, and it enhances everything you're already tasting.
Wasn't it a preservative back in the day?
He was a cook.
Well, I sold to a lot of cooks, and most are wacky. Okay, so like I don't know
how true that is. Don't take me to the bank on that.
Like salt, like obviously
I'm just saying,
putting salt on your steak and shit's gonna help absorb some of that like moisture. You know, like it
doesn't absorb the moisture.
It does. It pulls some of that out.
But it makes it like tenderized.
Yeah, but you're pulling some of it out, right? It's like a dry aging process.
So back in the day when they didn't have refrigerators and shit, they dig a big hole.
Buried everything in salt. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd salt the fuck out of it.
Yeah, but what's that do? It pulls all the moisture out of the meat so that it doesn't mold and it doesn't go bad. Yeah. And that's when you get dry aging, which is a hard piece of meat that you slice up and it's nice and marbleized because the moisture is gone. So the salt is removing moisture out of things.
Yep.
And so that's where you get
osmosis.
Yeah, that's where you get some things is absorbing a little bit and it's changing the kind of the dynamics of the meat or the substance you're putting in it. Now it could Salt will, if it's coarse, obviously will cut your mouth. So will Captain Crunch. You know what I'm saying? But Captain Crunch don't taste better when it cuts your mouth.
Dude, that's the worst. When you're eating like some cereal or like a chip. Have you ever had like a corn chip?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's
like a fucking razor on the top of your roof of the mouth.
And you're just like, God dang it. I want to keep eating this, but my mouth hurts.
The other one that sucks is like hot soup or something like really delicious, and you eat it, and then by the time you're done, you ate it too fast, and the top of your mouth is like burnt.
Oh yeah, and you got like little pieces of skin coming off.
Yeah, man,
sometimes that happens with really hot coffee, and like you'll blister your tongue, you'll blister your lip.
Oh yeah,
yep.
I mean, I looked like I had herpes the other day.
I used to do that a lot with soup, and I
like how that slid under the radar a little bit. I had herpes the other day.
Yeah, people go, "Oh man, what's up?" I go, "Coffee, too hot coffee." It's not herpes, definitely not herpes.
And it's the worst when like your mouth gets that way, and then you're just sitting there like just playing with the roof of your mouth. You got,
can you do that again? Look at that tongue in action.
Because you got like the loose skin on the roof of your mouth.
I envy your wife right now. Oh man. Oh jeez.
I just think it's great
when you drank too much pickle juice.
When you have a hot bowl of soup and everybody thinks you're the guy from Philadelphia, that movie where you have AIDS and you're just fucking sored up and you're like, it's not AIDS, this is fucking soup.
I had soup. That's it.
Yeah, dude. Oh God. Yeah, good tongue action though. I got the good side angle of it. You get the front angle. I'm looking.
Jeez, that's almost Okay, now I'm gonna have nightmares.
Ladies,
you've never had that?
Close your ears. You know what I'm saying? Those sounds.
The loose skin on the roof of your mouth?
No, absolutely. Yeah. You have to reach your hand in there and pull it off.
I just messed with it.
What are you talking about? I've never had that.
Yeah, you've never burned the inside of your mouth enough.
Not the top part of my mouth, like the palate.
I did like 2 weeks ago, man. We had some we had some pot roast, man. And it was like in the slow cooker, and it was we had to go to a show, and I was fucking eating it, and it burnt my roof.
You can't control yourself. You had to shove it in your mouth and burn the fuck out of it.
I mean,
time frames.
What's wrong with you guys?
Well, you have a bowl of something or like something hot.
Yep.
And you're hungry and you know it tastes good.
Yep.
You're not just gonna
blow on it.
You're not just gonna. You do blow on it, but then you like you blow a couple times and you stick it in your mouth and it wasn't enough. It's too hot and it burns the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So wait, so maybe hot pizza. Okay, I will give you that. Hot pizza, top of the mouth.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
I will give you that.
Yeah, the pasta sauce like burned the shit out of you because it's like underneath, so it doesn't actually cool down.
Yeah, Flex,
it's sneaky. It's like the Trojan horse.
Flex says Himalayan salt is better, less trace. So I'll tell you this.
That's what I use that.
We went and bought like a 4-pound bag of Himalayan salt, man. We only use that shit. I mean, that's gonna last us forever. But that Himalayan salt, the pink salts and shit, like that's the only. It is delicious. It is so much better.
Yeah, it's good.
So much.
Someone
better.
tried to say something bad about Himalayan salt, and I'm like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Himalayan salt's still good.
Yeah.
Quit trying to be all like hoity-toity.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those few things.
If you don't like Himalayan salt, then fuck you.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I'm down to listen to both sides of the story, but not on this one, motherfucker. Yeah, don't you ever say shit about Himalayan shit. You know what I'm saying? No, it's good, dude.
Oh, Mike Malone says Hot Pockets. Yeah, Hot Pockets will fuck you up.
Ooh, yeah,
Hot Pockets and Pizza Pockets.
Yeah, Pizza Pockets.
The original mouth burners.
Yeah,
you go. Yeah, dude.
Those
little,
you can never
the little
get
ones.
Yes, you can never get them right.
Yeah, you take the first bite and then it squirts out and burns your cheek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
dude. When I was like 10, I had fucking. That was looking like rashes, bro.
Yeah,
and they're
man.
Like, you okay? I'm like,
yeah.
Because you take the first bite and you're okay, but then because you took that first bite, you take a second bite on the other side, and then that side squirts out all the juices right onto you.
Dude, I actually think they should ban those things for life. Let me tell you why. Because I said
pizza rolls,
pizza pockets,
like not pizza pockets, but the hot pocket,
pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Oh,
pizza
rolls too. Yeah.
Like Tony's or whatever the fuck the brand. But no,
yeah, dude,
you can never get those right. Like you would put them in, you would cook them for the direction time. You would have. Here's where they get you, and this is where you should sue them. You would take a bite, and you're like, this thing is fucking cold as shit, right? Or let's just say it was semi good. You would eat it. The next one would be scalding, bro.
Scalding.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there was no consistency.
Highly variable from one to the next.
Just take it. Take the instructions and clear off microwave. There is no point in doing it in a microwave because it just won't work.
Yeah, it's like pizza roll roulette.
Oh my, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's like,
which one's going to fuck me up?
Heaven or hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we burning today or are we going to the Graceland? Because when they're good, they're good. And when they're hot, they kill you. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those terrible things, dude. Terrible things. But I still like them. Even the bagel bites. Remember those? Pizza bagel bites?
Oh, yeah.
They're like
bagels.
the same thing.
Yeah, same thing, dude. Those things will fucking get you too. It's that sauce, that squeezers.
The squeezers, the gushers.
No one likes that hot sauce on your face. You know what I'm saying? Burn your lips.
It will.
They are.
Dude, I do like the man mug that you're bringing in. This is a new addition.
Well,
see, I've had this for a while here.
He's joined the Stanley Club.
I've had this for a long time, and I just was like, I'm not a guy that just remembers to get water. But I'll tell you, since being here, it's hot. It is hot.
It is hot.
I always drink water now because it's hot outside, so I just take it around.
Exactly.
And fucking.
There you go.
I still don't drink enough water. I drink beer and energy drinks.
It's that
and
fucking
pickle juice.
It's that fucking hot rod flat black. You know what I'm saying?
It's glossy a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's just got that nice primer. It's that nice primer. I'd paint my car that color. You know what I mean? If I had a hot rod again, I'd do it.
I did get a water bottle though. It's one of the sport ones where you go.
Oh yeah, you gotta pop it out.
Yeah, it's got.
I fucking love that move.
The little rubber piece that you pop out and you suck.
Grab it with your teeth like a fucking rabbit.
Yep, I got one of those.
Yeah, every NFL game, they're like, yeah, dude, that's Chris.
It doesn't squeeze. It's metal.
Oh shit,
it's like insulated one.
That is the most hilarious thing though. At like the NFL games where you have the water bottle guy. Who's like some bitch who comes up is like, you want some water? He's always like trying to get the guy's attention, the football player.
Yep.
And the football player is just like, nah. And then the guy's just like left there hanging with the water bottle.
But it's best when they say yes, and they just because they have their face gear and they're like,
why do they always drink it from the side of their mouth? Like, why are they always like?
I don't know. I think it's just cool.
Or they're either doing that, or they're like,
you know what I think?
Squeezing it from.
You know why?
They're a good 6 inches away from their mouth, and they squirt it in.
Because they don't want to go directly in front because it'll go right down the frickin' took eye.
You know what I think it is? If you want honesty, it's because I think when you're in football, they're wearing their helmets most of the time. So they're just used to holding it outside of their helmet, squirting it in. So even when they have their helmet off, it's just kind of a natural. Think about these football players. They've probably been playing since they're like 7, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like those muscle movements are fucking locked.
Yeah, but.
And it is weird.
From like the squirt bottle?
Sure.
Like that's a muscle movement.
I don't know,
like,
dude.
I can't get over.
Why not, dude? We jerk off the same way since we were kids. You know what I'm saying? You get a habit and you just do it a certain way.
Dude, it's you spray it in the side of your mouth so it hits your cheek and it doesn't go down your fucking throat and suffocate your ass.
Who does
so you just
that?
like squirt it in the side of your mouth.
Wait, no, come on. No one's worried about suffocating when they're drinking something.
You go like, you're choking yourself.
Oh my god.
Greg, your own squirt bottle.
Greg, we got to go back to fucking elementary school, bro. Like, what are you?
No one's worried
how much
about
pressure are you putting? Are you taking like a fucking faucet hose and just shoving it down your gullet?
And you have a pressure washer in that.
And you have complete control over it. It's like you just stop.
No, you don't.
Oh my god!
Not with someone else's squirting.
Greg can't drink water, dude.
You just waterboarding yourself?
Yes, dude. Throat boarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I throat board myself all the time. What's that little dangly thing in the back of your throat?
Oh, your uvula?
That's your mouth sack. Yeah, that thing's fucking whatever that is. That's a weird thing. Why do we even have that shit? Why do we have that?
I don't know why we have that.
Why do we have that, Greg? You're smarter with this than I am.
What's the point of that thing?
I think
is it for gag reflex?
Oh yeah, it'll definitely make you puke. So maybe if you ate something,
maybe
tickle that little freaking what's it look like? Like the punching bag? Almost. Yeah. Tickle the punching bag.
I feel like there's a lot of things that we have on our either on or in our bodies that don't need to be there.
I know we're wrapping up soon, but I saw this podcast. You know, they do the quick clips, and like I actually love this stuff, and I wish we would do it more on the show. But they were talking about stuff that like you never think about, and so the dude posed the question. He's like, "So I got a question for you." He's like, what's a hamster's natural habitat? Like all you know a hamster for is being in your home, like as a pet. But where do those fuckers live? Have you ever seen the hamster in the wild?
It's a rodent.
That's true. Is there a wild hamster?
Just probably like under the freaking house.
I bet
they probably live in.
Dude, where? I bet a hamster is like a genetically modified mouse.
Dude, I feel like it's one of those pills that you had when you were a kid, you know, that you bought at the Minute Mart and you threw it in water and it just puffed up and made the fucking thing. Like you could just
chia pet?
No. Like remember they had little pills, you put them in the water and then it would puff up and make a dinosaur?
They turn into like a big sponge.
Yeah, that's a hamster. You just throw it in the water, they petri dish that shit, and then they put it in their fucking pet shop. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I feel like the hamster is a rodent that lives in like fields and shit. You know what I mean?
I know,
like, I feel like vegetarians eat a shitload of hamsters because they get chopped up when they
still
like
meat.
harvest the wheat.
There's still meat.
Yeah.
Oh, when they get harvested.
They get caught up in those freaking the harvester things.
No,
I just feel like you hear about field mice.
I feel like you'd see a lot of
dude, we covered this. Remember that one hamster? I believe it was a hamster that they used for like remote control, like what are they called? The mines, like self-detonating mines. Like it would go and
it had the backpack.
Yeah.
It had
was
the
that
backpack.
a rat?
That was a rat. That was a rat with a backpack. I think it was a rat. And they would go in and help find people. It had sensors and help find people in like bomb situations or like they had a building explode or.
It would find these underground like landmines. And it found like over hundreds of them throughout its whole life. Remember when it finally died?
I feel like it
might have been a rat, dude.
I think it was a rat. I think it was a rat.
I'm thinking of a different story than you were, I think, as a whole, actually.
That's true, though.
But I'm just saying.
No one in the history of the planet has seen a hamster.
I feel like all of us combined could spend the whole day on the internet and not find a dude who just filmed like, oh, there's a hamster just running around. Like
in the wild.
Like you're not just walking through the fucking hills of, the Pacific Northwest and just a family of hamsters are just hanging out, dude.
If I saw a hamster just in the nature, I think
freak the fuck out.
No, I think I'd be like, is that like a mole or like some sort of vole?
Would you be more scared of a hamster if you seen it in the wild?
No, I'd pick that shit up and take it home. I'd love it. I feel like they are meant to be at home. And I would actually argue this.
Dude, I typed in Google hamster natural habitat and it shows a bunch of hamsters in cages.
Yeah, it does.
Every single picture.
Oh, there's one in Leeds.
Is hamsters in cages. Hold on. Oh, shit.
Listen, I'm going to say this real quick, guys.
Just put hamster in the wild. Wow, I put hamster in and it says hamster in the microwave.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what? Why would you want me to look that up?
Look, every picture is one in a cage.
But it does show this one down here that has like the underground tunnel system. Guys, I think
it's like a mole, dude. It lives underground.
This might be more elusive than Bigfoot.
Actually, those things aren't even...
I think more people have seen Bigfoot in the wild than
so they're
hamster.
Just like big.
It's a rodent, like Greg said. It is.
They're like mice,
but it's like cute.
The first known hamster traces back to Syria, Belgium, and portions of northern China.
Okay.
Oh, Greece and Romania. So it's like over from Europe. We inherited them, or we what's that word? We brought them over here.
Yeah. Okay.
We migrated them.
There you go.
Man,
imported them.
Hamster lives matter, dude.
See, no, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Those are one of those useless animals we don't even need on the planet. They're just there for entertainment. Hamsters.
Hey,
like, what's the fucking point?
Hamsters
you have a
lives,
point,
bro.
Hey, any hamsters, you have a pointless life.
Yeah, and they give me asthma, bro. So get the fuck out of here. Freaking hamster shit.
Hamsters, there's no point in hamsters.
Maybe
just
there
like
is. What if they eat something that's like important, like they're part of?
Well, I mean, let's eliminate all of them, and then we'll see if they have any effect.
Plus,
I mean, they're no bees.
Like hamsters sounds like a union. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm part of the hamsters union. Come on over here. We're gonna get your benefits. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a city in England. You know what I mean? Or like Britain or something. You know?
Hamster? Yeah, or a nickname you'd give like your young brother. Good old hamster over here.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, there's like all kinds of lizards and stuff, and they eat like bugs, and they eat things that you don't want around.
Yeah.
Hamster doesn't do that.
You
have to feed the fucker.
Dude, this says wild hamsters live on a diet composed of small animals such as frogs, lizards, and insects. So I had no idea.
Savages.
They eat lizards?
So we're fucking them over. We're just giving them fucking carrots. They're wanting fucking grubs, dude.
Yeah,
they want meat.
They're meat eaters.
Dude.
Yeah.
No way.
We've been veganizing them for their whole fucking existence.
Yep. That's where it started.
What would happen if you had a hamster and just threw like a piece of steak in there?
Oh, it'd fucking tear it up, dude.
It'd probably come after you next.
It'd like give it that.
Yeah, right. Man.
You know, and they would say like it's not rare enough. You know what I'm saying? Because you cook it, and it wants rare. It wants a fucking blue meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wants blood. Instead of water, just put some blood.
Who would have known that hamsters were kind of savages, bro? That they're meat eaters.
Weird.
Shit you learn. Shit
That's
you learn.
weird.
If you guys didn't learn anything today, you
learned
learned that you're feeding hamsters wrong. You know, your whole. I mean, I had a hamster as a kid, and I never fed it fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? Never.
Or any,
Missing out, dude.
like we should have been putting like bugs and shit in there.
Bob Hansen
Dude, if
says,
I ever saw a
pickled
hamster eating a frog, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that shit.
Whitney says,
Like,
hey,
that's not
Whitney
happening.
says hamsters eat their own babies, bro.
That's true. That's
my
true.
God.
I've seen that shit.
Planned Parenthood hamsters. You know what I'm saying? They
That's true.
They're controlling their own population.
Well, guys, it's that time. Sorry you had to listen to all that. It was fun.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, it was fucking great, dude. I love that kind of shit, man. But glad to be back, man. Happy Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Good to see your face, Greg. And yeah, we'll catch you on Friday call-in show.
Yeah, Friday
right.
call-in show.
See
Make
y'all
sure you're
later.
getting on Patreon right now.
Patreon.
Yeah. Good seeing you guys.
Later.